Force is a physical quantity which produces translational motion. Translational motion means body goes from one place to another place. Force is given by formula F is equal to m into A, where m is mass and A is acceleration. Similarly, torque is a physical quantity which is analogous to force, and torque produces rotational motion. We have seen analogy in between translational and rotational motion, in which we have seen that moment of inertia in rotational motion is analogous to mass, and angular acceleration is analogous to linear acceleration. Therefore, in this equation of force, if we replace mass by moment of inertia I and A is replaced by angular acceleration alpha, then we get a quantity called as torque, which is analogous to force. Now in this video we are going to prove this expression of torque. To prove this expression of torque, to derive expression for torque, consider the first figure. In this figure you can see a spanner. When we apply a force at one end of the spanner, then this spanner rotates about this center. Moment of force or torque is given by the formula R F sin theta, where R is the distance between center of rotation and point of action. Point of action means that point where force is applied. F is that force applied on the body at one end of the body, and theta is angle between this R and F. In second figure you can see this is center of rotation, m is mass of the body, and F is the force applied on that body. Theta is angle between this R and F. When this force is applied, this body will rotate about this center of rotation. Then moment of force or torque is given by T equal to R F sin theta. But in this case theta is 90 degree. Angle between R and F is 90 degree and sin 90 is 1. If we keep that value, we get T equal to R F. But we know force equal to mass into acceleration. Therefore, if we keep F equal to ma, then we get this equation. Again, we know the relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration. A is equal to R alpha. If we keep that, we get this equation. We have kept A equal to R into alpha. So we get this equation. Here R into R becomes R square. Therefore, we get the next step mr square alpha. But this mr square that is product of mass and square of distance is moment of inertia. Product of this mass and square of distance from center of rotation is formula for moment of inertia. Therefore, we get this expression for torque, which is analogous to force. This is for single particle system. That means if the body consists of single particle. If the body consists of different particles, n particles, then how to prove this expression? Consider this figure. Suppose O is center of rotation and this body consists of different particles having masses m1, m2, m3 up to mn. Let r1, r2, r3, rn are their distances from center of rotation. If we apply a single force on this body, though we apply a single force on body, different particles experience different forces. Force experienced by first particle of mass m1 will be F1. Force experienced by second particle will be F2. Force experienced by third particle will be F3. In this way, if there are n particles, there will be n forces. Now, for first particle, we can write torque means moment of force, that is R1 F1. Because theta is 90, actual formula is R F sin theta, but theta is 90. Therefore, we get torque T1 equal to R1 F1 sin theta. Actually, theta is 90. Therefore, sin 90 is 1. T1 equal to R1 F1. But we know force equal to mass into acceleration. For first particle, F1 will be equal to m1 into a1. Keep this value of F1 in this equation, we get this next step T1 equal to R1 M1 A1, and from that we get this step. How? Because we know relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration is a equal to r alpha. For first particle it will be a1 is equal to r1 alpha, not alpha 1. Though linear accelerations are different for different particles, but remember angular acceleration is same for all particles. This is because angular acceleration is the rate of change of angular velocity, and angular velocity is same for all the particles, and therefore rate of change of angular velocity is same, and therefore alpha is same. Therefore we can, if we keep this value of a1 in this equation, then we get this equation. Similarly, for second particle we will get the equation T2 equal to m2 r2 square alpha. For third particle it will be m3 r3 square alpha. In this way, for nth particle it will be mn rn square alpha. Therefore the total torque will be sum of all these torques, T1, T2, T3, and from that Tn equal to mn rn square alpha. This is for last particle if there are n particles. Therefore total torque will be T equal to T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus dash 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 Tn. If we keep these values, m1 r1 square alpha plus m2 r2 square alpha plus dash 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 mn rn square alpha, we can take alpha common from this equation and we get this equation. Next step, now this we can write using sigma notation like this, and we get the next step. But this quantity summation mi r I square, I runs from 1 to n, is formula for moment of inertia. This bracket m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus dash 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 mn rn square is formula for moment of inertia, that is written in sigma notation. Therefore we get finally this sigma mi r I square equal to moment of inertia. If we keep this value in this equation, we get torque equal to I into alpha. So this is a proof of expression for torque. It is analogous to it is analogous to force equal to mass into acceleration. Force produces purely translational motion, while torque produces purely rotational motion. In vector form, this can be written as vector tau equal to I into vector alpha, because moment of inertia is not a vector quantity. Therefore we can write this expression in vector form. Direction of torque is same as direction of angular acceleration, that is parallel to the direction of axis of rotation. We know angular acceleration is along the axis of rotation, that is opposite to angular velocity when angular velocity is decreasing, and same as angular velocity when angular velocity is increasing. Torque has the same directions as that of angular acceleration alpha.